act as if I don't care if people dislike me. Deep down, I actually enjoy it.
Welcome into another edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. Today we are talking about Wednesday, the newly revamped Addams Family series on Netflix. Before we dive into that, let's check in with Gerald Tracy, my good friend. How are you, sir?
Doing great, man, especially after seeing this show. The only thing I'll say before we jump into it is this should have come out around Halloween time.
Yes.
But at the same time, I get why it came out on Thanksgiving, and I'll get to that later.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have dropped this during Halloween, obviously the numbers are huge, but they probably would have been even bigger. Me and my wife were saying that too. The first thought I had while watching this was, man, this is right up Gerald's alley. It is very Harry Potter-esque. They really did a good job of modernizing this story and making it relevant for a younger generation, like the Gen Z generation, I guess. The Addams Family has been around since the 60s, but to bring it in the modern day, I thought it was really smart. I really loved the casting all throughout it. And I am happy it's breaking records because I can't wait to see a season 2.
Yeah, Netflix can't cancel it. Not this one. You guys can cancel a lot of your other stuff, just not this one, please. Because from start to finish, it was just fantastic. And let's just jump right into our favorite actresses right off the bat. Jenna Ortega kills this role as Wednesday Addams.
Literally kills. With
Yeah,
piranhas,
but she
or attempted killings, yes.
I didn't know most of her stuff. I hadn't seen the new Scream movie. I know I think you and Ryan saw it, right?
We did.
So I hadn't seen that, but like seeing her in this, she just embodies it perfectly. She does so well with it. The fact that like most scenes she's not blinking and just kept giving off that, like, lack of a better word, like that not give a fuck personality. Um while also like seeing her character grow throughout the, what was it, 8 or 9 episodes.
Yeah. She's going to be my favorite character too. And Jenna Ortega is becoming like the modern day Scream queen, like what Jamie Lee Curtis was in the 70s and Neve Campbell was in the 90s. You have, Wednesday, Scream, and X, directed by Ty West earlier this year. She was in all of those, and she just really brings like a very creepy, like gothic energy to this role. And I really love that. I also loved Christina Ricci coming back in this series. She played not the original Wednesday Addams, but the rebooted Wednesday Addams in the 90s. So to see her in a very, very pivotal role, I thought was just so cool to see. I love when franchises do this and they bring legacy actors back into the franchise. So I liked her a lot.
And what I really liked about her was that when I saw her, I immediately knew. I was like, oh, it's Christina Ricci. And she used to play Wednesday. So I thought it was a cameo. Like maybe she'd be in 2 or 3 episodes. But she just kept coming back and coming back. And not to get into spoilers too soon, but she has a big part in this show.
Yes.
And a big part in helping Wednesday become who Wednesday is at the end. And every scene with her, she really did steal it from me. Like she plays a very similar character to actually what you see her play in Yellow Jackets.
Really?
If our viewers have seen it, yes.
I have listened to our podcast on it, so I know kind of about it. But yeah, her role gets more and more pivotal throughout the season. I'm just pulling up the cast list real quick. The thing that I love the most about this show, I would say, is the mystery. It is a great mystery that you don't know where it's going, honestly. And it keeps you guessing the entire season on where this monster is coming from, who the monster is, how this monster is getting into Nevermore, the school where Wednesday Addams has been sent to. That is one of my favorite parts of the show, too. I loved Hunter Duhan as Tyler, and then Percy Hines White as Xavier. They're both the love interest for Wednesday, and they play off each other really, really great. And it just really capsulates at the end of the season.
It really does, and I'm trying to keep away from spoilers as much as possible because for those who haven't seen it, I think you really need to have that experience with this show because there are going to be about 45 different hypotheses you will have throughout the 8 or 9 episodes. Me and my girlfriend were watching it, and at the end of every episode, we're like, "There's like 6 or 7 different things that we think could be happening on going on here," and like I don't think we got any of them right toward the end, and it was
Yeah.
just a like that's a fun experience. So binge watch it with somebody, um even if you're not in the same room, to find a way to watch an episode or two together at night or something, because it's so exciting to go through that mystery with this. And again, Jenna Ortega carries this. Gwendolyn Christie is a great Dumbledore-esque figure,
Yeah.
um except Wednesday is just the call you on your bullshit type, not like Harry Potter. Kind of was
Yes.
more passive and just took everything for Dumbledore. Because, like you said at the beginning, like this is a Harry Potter esque type thing. You get that magical school. There's a rift between the normies and the magic people, and that's really that's what they call it the entire time. They hate each other, um, and there's just this thing murdering stuff, like murdering, and the principal seems to be letting knowing more than she's letting on. And instead of just taking it at her word like Harry would have, she does some Scooby Doo type stuff, calls her out on the BS, and takes the mask off the monster herself.
Yeah. I love her a lot. She's very, very don't give a fuck, and it's just so
Yes.
great to see.
But that
Let's
is.
get into spoilers. Yes.
All right, all right. So if you guys have. Yes. Stop,
Yes.
come back to this later at 6.5 minutes.
You've had your warning, and now we're back in it. Yeah, the twists in the show, like me and Gerald were talking about earlier, were so good. I did not see Tyler becoming the Hyde at the end of this season. I thought for sure this guy was a good guy. The way they hit it was really great, and the way they kind of twisted you into thinking it was Xavier the entire time, I
Mm-hmm.
thought was just really good. And having Christina Ricci play the villain at the end of the season was even better. And her connection to the what is the guy's name? The Pilgrim, the crazy
Oh,
uh
yeah.
yeah,
Get his
that
name
guy.
wrong. Excuse me. But yes, that guy. Yeah, and then, like, at one point, we all think it might be the therapist, or we might, at one point, like, at the first few episodes, I was convinced it was her roommate. Like her roommate who wasn't wolfing out
Yeah.
and was going into like this extreme crazy wolf mode or some shit until we saw the werewolves, and I was like, oh well, that makes sense, right? Um, but it was just so many, and then also we need to talk about one specific performance. Thing,
I
the
love
hand.
Thing. Man,
Thing had the most emotion and like most personality in a show that has a fuck ton of great personalities.
like when you thought Thing died in the second to last episode, holy crap. Me and my wife were heartbroken over a severed hand that walks around. We were like, you cannot kill Thing. Holy crap. That is just that's how good this show is. It makes you like a little fucking hand that just walks around.
Yeah,
That's how good it is.
and like if you don't know sign language, you can still understand what he's saying. What he's trying
Yeah.
to tell you people, and it's just like he has a huge part in this. Um, but like with all that character we got, I want to talk about something that I'm a little bit worried about with more seasons of this. Um, because one, like how long does this go, right? Two, um, at the end of this season, we saw Wednesday turn from somebody who would not talk or share her feelings if anybody didn't see other people as worth her time, to like having friends she hugs, to opening up to like 6 people, spilling her guts and saying I'm going to come back next year after swearing she was going to hate that place. Um, I don't want this to become too CW like, where like in 3 or 4 seasons they have her being way too happy. So I could see why some people might
Yeah.
be worried, because like how do you beat this season?
Honestly, I think the school construct of it, I think they're going to have to go outside of it eventually. Because it's the same thing with Harry Potter. Like, eventually, towards the end, they went off, and Hogwarts was not the primary focus of everything, especially like the Deathly Hollows Part 1 is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if all of the Addams family members are going to become bigger in the future seasons, especially Pugsley, her brother. I could see him
Oh, yeah.
going to Nevermore, and then that be a storyline. You also get Uncle Fester, who shows up in the the seventh episode, played by Fred Armisen. I liked him a lot. And is he going to play a bigger role? There's a lot of questions, a lot of lore that they could pull from, especially with the Addams family being such a long running series.
Absolutely. So much stuff and then like they even mentioned how cousin It was a teacher of the Nightshades or whatever. He helped with the Nightshades. So there's so much stuff they could do with it. I'm excited to see what they do with it. I think Jenna Ortega will continue to kill it. Um, I loved her dancing scene that she improvised all on her own. I read that she said that she learned how to play the cello, so her playing was real. Um, just like some crazy stuff. I loved everything about her. She needs awards for this.
Yeah, it's very good. Netflix definitely has a hit on their hands. How they handle it, we'll see. I mean, I think it'll run at least 3 seasons. We at least deserve that. So hopefully it keeps going. Uh, I guess let's talk about what you would rate this show after seeing all 8 episodes of season 1.
It's not just Hall of Fame. It's legendary. It's my favorite TV show.
Oh,
That's my
oh,
favorite show. Like that might be my favorite show ever. I know it's like 9 episodes so far, but like just the perfect mystery. It was exciting. It was fun. It had like just the perfect mixture of everything. There was nothing too much about it. You mentioned how they brought a characters from like the 60s into the 2020s, and like they did it well because there's a lot of times that doesn't work, right? Where they go too overboard with the OMGs and the TT, like the different like short lingo and the emojis and shit. But they didn't go too far with it. It was a good part of a great part of the entire series. I don't have an issue with any way anybody was played. The message, the core message, the theme of the whole thing, like the score was great. I love the snap snap to get into the nightshades, like all these little things. This is my favorite TV show right now.
whew. We created a new tier of ranking. That's how much Gerald likes this. I don't think I can go legendary. I think I'm going to give it an all star. I really did like this show. I watched it in 2 days. It wasn't what I was afraid of. I thought they were going to go very CW, like you, Gerald. Like I thought it was going to be Riverdale or whatever that show is,
Yeah,
but it's not. It focuses on the mystery. It really focuses on the character. It doesn't give you too much sappy romance stuff. I really dug it. I really dug what they did with the monsters. And it is right on the edge of a Hall of Fame for me, but it is a great start. And it is probably the second best show that Netflix has done after Stranger Things. So, yeah, keep it going. Don't cancel it, Netflix. I know you like to cancel shit after season 2. You can't do it with this one.
yeah. Don't cancel Jenna Ortega.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We'll be very
Don't do it.
mad. We'll create petitions and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, we'll
But
get like 600 people to sign it.
yeah, we'll do it. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Nope. Just make sure you guys follow us on social media and all that stuff. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Twitter's dying, but who cares, right?
Twitter
We're
is
all just
like
yelling into a
back
void.
from the dead. Who knows? Maybe we'll be on Hive or whatever the hell that social media everybody went to is.
That
I
sounds
don't
like an
know.
STD.
Could be. Who knows? I haven't been
Who
on there yet.
knows? I
Yeah.
think I'll stay away.
Yeah. So follow us on all that stuff. Like and subscribe. And we will talk to you guys very, very soon. We got some Christmas stuff planned, probably. I'm just making things up at this point. But we will see you on the next edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. See you guys later.